Okay, so what we've got here to do today is the previous live stream was such a massive success, and it just so happened to come the week or a few days before SummerSlam. So instead of the waiting for Joe to have to put more work on, let's give Joe a little bit of a break, and we'll live stream this so it goes out live. And plus, of course, it is a chance for the great fans out there, man, to interact with Conan's opinions directly.
Now, let me ask you a question. The stuff that we just did with Gary Oldman and me, nobody heard that except us?
Yeah.
Okay, then do it again, because I think it's worth it. You're a jackass.
Okay.
The minute I come on, you should be fucking on the air, dude.
Yeah, but I was saying earlier that that Oldman clip got ID claimed.
What? I don't even understand what you're saying.
You can't play it and stream it because the whole video will get blocked or taken down. Is what he means.
So how did he do it last time?
It got claimed last time. Is what he's saying. Yeah. I think.
But how did you do?
No, the clip of Gary Oldman,
right,
get claimed. Your clip doesn't because that's a Husey joint.
Well, I think I deserve an Oscar. Okay, so there's no way we can play that clip.
Well, we can play this.
Bro, you interrupt every fucking day on everything we do. All right, that's great. So this guy, what I was saying is this guy called Brian Dunlop put this thing over like, nobody else could do this line, right? And like he goes, oh, who do you think in WWE could do it? Paul Heyman? And I go, a lot of people could do that line. So what's the movie, Joe?
The Professional.
The Professional, okay? And it's the one where he goes, everything, or whatever. What does he say?
Everyone,
right? And I'll put up the thing, this one, the one you can use usually. Put it one more time because it is kind of funny. Bro, you interrupt every fucking day on everything we do. Right, and that wasn't even scripted. Oldman's was. And I think he was not, or Joe's telling me he won an Oscar, right?
Well, let me make sure, because it says he won an Oscar for when he was Winston Churchill.
Right.
But he was nominated.
I think I could do Churchill.
Churchill had over breakfast.
Speaking of yelling at people, Disco will not be joining us, and for Brian Dunlop.
And stuff and everything.
So here's a message for the both of them.
You're an idiot, dude.
Well, that's actually for you, too.
No. This was the message you had for me.
I like the racism, the body shaming.
So I thought that would be. And here's my response to you, Conan. There we go.
All right. Here's my response to that.
Here's what I think of you. Okay.
All
and
right.
then. So.
Right. I'm not going to go into lowbrow humor with you. Go ahead.
Listen, I'll do Fart versus Kazoo like they did Yeet versus Yes.
No, that's not cool. Go ahead.
That's like Conan point out my overuse of she's got a great ass.
Oh, that's vulgar. You get canceled for that
You're
these
both
days.
idiots. All right, continue.
Okay, so what we're here to do today, we thought it'd be a fun way for all our great fans there, man, to interact with Conan as he gives his review of...
and if you want to bury Joe, you can. Go ahead. And Hughley.
With Super Chats, we'll read out anything. So without Super Chats, it may just go past. So Conan, first thing I've got to say, even though you've, just for the sake of this recording, overall, what was your take of the build and the promotion of SummerSlam?
Excellent.
How many farts out of 5 would you rate it?
All right, I don't do that type of humor. Like I said, excellent. And if you bring that up again, I'm gonna leave. All right, just so you know.
So when it came to the actual design of the stadium, what did you think of the actual entrance stage?
Bro, they do everything top notch. What type of fucking bullshit questions are these?
I'm just trying to give
don't
people
give me no
more
soft,
time to
but
come
don't
in.
try to do no soft talk with me. Just stupid. Oh, what do you think of the crowd reaction? Well, what do you think? It's fucking SummerSlam. Oh, what do you think of the fucking entrances? Well, what do you think? It's the biggest, second biggest show of the year, and they have billions of dollars. Yeah, they're gonna do something tight like they always do. Don't give me stupid questions. I don't waste my time.
You're an idiot, dude.
Right. If the people want to pay to give a stupid question, that's cool. But I've had enough from you for today. So let's get to the questions from the people that are listening and actually count.
It was so far. There's literally 0 questions. Just a bunch of let's push for a Joe rant like on X.
What?
Somebody wants a Joe rant.
Also, I noticed Husey Toronto 95 in here would like you to end yourself, but he's also said that to me. So he's all about.
How would you be able to read that if you're not the administrator, Joe?
I'm in the YouTube comments. I can click and see all the comments.
Oh, okay.
So Toronto 95. I'm not going to say anything bad. But, yeah, he does wish for our deaths. He does a lot.
Meh. So, kind of up first was, of course, Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan.
Right.
The first match of their big, giant feud.
Did you promote this at all?
Yeah.
No, you didn't. Okay, people that are listening, tell me when you found out this was going to happen.
I found out this morning, and I shared it on Twitter and Facebook and Patreon and all that. Yeah.
All right.
And I just did it recently too.
Yeah. Did you retweet it, Conan?
Must be you're on the show.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, usually not on. What am I going to listen for? But I'll try to save this anyways. Next.
Okay, but what was your take then of the Liv Morgan Rhea Ripley match?
That was excellent. Just let me see. I got some notes here because I can't remember everything. What I got? SummerSlam. What did I write down for that? Because that'll refresh my memory. I will say this. I was watching the pre-show, which was actually very good. Did you see the pre-show or no?
No, it was 3 hours.
Yeah. Well, and so I fast forward through everything. So that all the dead parts, right? And so the pre-show is good. I like the vignette they did with Priest in his hood, and then later he was in Yankee Stadium, and very well done. Then they had one with Rhea, where she was going, "Oh, these are the 2 best years of my life," and right there you knew that Dominic was going to turn on her. I like when Triple H came out. So you did see the show. You saw when Triple H introduced Jelly Donut, right?
Yeah, huge fan.
Yeah, me too. I don't like country music. Dom actually revealed on this show, which I was thinking about disowning him, but with the state of hip hop, I can't blame him. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a big country music fan," which is very weird because for many, many years I would always tell him, "What's your playlist?" And it was mostly hip hop, but all hip hop sounds the same now. But then again, so does country music, bro, because like if you ever hear country music, it's always the same shit, Oh, my wife left me she took the dog, she took the ice cube trays, and I don't know what to do now. It's like redneck stuff. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I think, Conan, just real quick, the reason that Dom or maybe other wrestlers, like I know Scott Hall loved him some country, outlaw country especially, is a lot of countries is traveling songs. So, and I'm not explaining anything to you, but for people that are watching, when you're on the road a lot and shit, and crap, that's the kind of music that maybe will hit you because it's, relevant to your situation.
Not really.
Conan, I went to see Twisters quite recently, and the only downfall is the soundtrack is all new country songs. Like
right.
it's just not for me. Everybody like this, and it's like this is complete garbage. But speaking of the match, Conan, and not just saying this is because he's a family member of yours. What did you think of Dominic's performance outside as the and just as a celebration? Thank you, JJ Claxton, for becoming a new member, and also thank you to Z Highlife X for being a member for 1 month. But what did you think, Conan?
That's another stupid question. I'm not going to bury him. Bro, Dominic's fucking on point. He's doing it. It's incredible. Even I didn't expect him to, be this good this early, right? He just gets it from osmosis. He's been in it since he was a little kid. I like the Rhea Liv and Rhea match. I thought it was a little cheesy when she popped her shoulder back in. I mean,
you're muted.
I thought the bout was really good. It wasn't, huh?
No, you're okay now. You're okay now.
It wasn't really like a match. It was more like they were just following a storyline. You know what I'm saying? And so they were selling everything for a long time. I love the finish. Me and Disco always talk about that. You always have a finish you can do on a big girl. And so her finish is really good because she's small. You know what I'm saying? That thing off the rope. What is it called?
I have no idea.
Her finisher. Okay, how about that? Yeah. But you know how everybody has a name now for their finisher. There's so many I can't keep track. But I thought this was a really good match. And at the end, you know, he grabs the chair away from her. She gets screwed. And you're thinking, and now you're thinking, this is what was great, the great booking about this. Now you're thinking, what's going to happen on Raw, right? Which Raw was really good. And then Pat McAfee went nuts, calling him a piece of shit. And can we say that here live, or do we have to worry about words too?
Yeah, well, if you look at the private chat tab, those are the words you can't say.
All right, I don't really want to look at that. Just so I can't just say POS.
No, but can I say one thing for on the show? Yeah. You guys saying effing can still get flagged.
Okay.
So just say, because I know you like to say gosh darn it and stuff like that, Conan. Right. But you know, I got to say about Dominic, I rewatched this match because I seen somebody point this out in the comments, and they said that Dominic on the outside was like working a match himself because he's secretly working for Liv Morgan, but he's trying to not spoil the spot for the crowd. Right. He's brilliant. Joe, what did you think of this match?
I thought it was the best possible pick they could have had for an opener. Like I watched it. You know, Conan, of course, always gets on me because I'm very, very lax in watching the product, and I shouldn't be. And I thought the match was excellent. The entrances were great. SummerSlam has been a huge deal. I mean, it always has, but like recently, to me, it's almost Mania level. Those two killed it. The Dom turn was expected, I think, but it was the best possible ending to that match. Yeah.
It's Joe goes, it's a big deal to Conan. Imagine if you're a film critic and you don't go to the movies. I mean, come on, dude. Of course, agree. It's a big deal.
Yeah. But I've got to ask you this. This was another comment that I seen on Keep 100 Official on YouTube. They said the only logical finish to this twist in the story, and I'm interested in your opinion on this, Conan, Rhea Ripley versus Dominic Mysterio potentially at WrestleMania?
That's not the only logical conclusion. You can go a million ways with this. That could be one of them.
How would you go with it?
I don't know. That could be a good match. You know, I haven't really thought time, and that's not a bad match. I mean, I'd have to give it more thought than we have. That I'm willing to give it right now. So they've just done good storytelling, great booking. You know, I really like the product right now. I'm all in.
Yeah, it was great. Well, speaking of all in, there was a question here by somebody called Nobody Fresh.
Right.
Question for Conan. Will you tell us the dirt that you have been mentioning in recent YouTube clips?
Why would I give out cryptic messages to come on here and give it to you, jack off? What a dumb fucking question. Yeah. I might just end this, not because of your dumb questions, but the people's dumb questions.
You're an idiot, dude.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks.
Up next, of course, was the rematch for the big IC title. It was Bron Breakker versus Sami Zayn. Shortest match of the night. Breakker won the belt. Conan, what did you think of this match?
Bro, Breaker's hot, Sami's not. Shit changes. Like, bro, there was nobody hotter than Sami. Almost nobody hotter than him about a year ago, right? maybe 2 or 3 guys. He just feels stale. Bro, when he hit the first what is it called now? The first spear.
Kick? Oh yeah.
No, the first spear, right? Braun Breaker. And people were barking. He was barking. Then he hit the second one. People were even more Pat McAfee he's just hot right now. That was good booking. It didn't need to be a long match. You needed to put him over strong, and you did.
Do you know much about that guy, Braun Breaker?
No, I just know he's a Steiner son and that he was a running back in football, which is one of the toughest positions on the team.
He looks like a legit problem. Like I could take him, but most others couldn't. But Conan, I seen some complaints about this match where fans have been saying, why didn't they just put him over at whatever the previous event was? Do you think?
I thought so too. I think they just wanted to give Sami one more big win because you know what I'm saying? Because they're trying to make him, but this guy's really hot right now. Yeah. It's the same thing like LA Knight. Like they took a long time to pull the trigger on him, and if they wouldn't have pulled it on him on this show, it could have hurt his popularity.
Husey, look at the chat at this guy Dave Kruger because he's made a request a few times of you, and I'm sure you'd be happy to oblige.
If it's Baba Booey.
So now he's a member.
Thank you, Dave. I don't like the shout. It's scary when I raise my voice. I don't want to ruin the mood that we're having. We're all having such a laugh. So Conan, with Breaker now, with Sami now being without the belt, what would you do with him next? Would you maybe slide him in with this Roman Reigns return? Because I've seen on Raw that what's the name? Orton is now over to Raw.
Yeah,
so
I
maybe
think it's a little too quick to be going against Roman. You got to build them up more, bro. You just, I'm not saying you couldn't, but me personally, I would build them up more before you even face Roman.
Thank you, David Kruger, for becoming a member. And we got Eddie Gonzalez, Mike Durbin's favorite, with the comment for $2. You guys in here better do some super chats. Do you want more of those going on, or there should be?
What, isn't this a super chat?
Well, this one is, but he's saying that there should be more.
Absolutely. All right. Well, what do we got to do with that?
What did you think of Breaker?
We agree. Another.
I'll show some nipple for $15.
Oh, do you like that, Conan?
Dude, I told you one more like that, and I'm gonna leave. Try it again.
Sorry.
Up next, of course, which I thought was excellent match, even though it got a little bit rough at spots. LA Knight versus Logan Paul. This went about 12 minutes for the US title. Conan, what was your take on this match?
Bro, every time I see Paul, I'm more impressed. I can't believe how little time he's in the ring. He's just a natural, cocky heel. He's a great promo. He's not a great worker, but very good worker already. He arrived in that prime truck that he stole from SmackDown. Remember the all blue and broke out his window. The only thing I didn't like is that when Paul used first of all, MJK or what, Machine Gun Kelly, is that the guy that was?
Yeah.
Okay, he's brutal. Okay. He handed him some brass knucks and he hit him with the brass knucks, hardly even sold it. Okay. But I love the way that Jake Paul did the buckshot lariat and really quick LA Knight turned it into his finish. What a really cool finish. I just wish you would have sold the brass knucks a little more.
Did you notice, though, that there was a lot of some pretty rough botches at times? Like, I'm sure it was...
there was a couple. Yeah, there was a couple. Yeah, but it didn't detract me from...
Wasn't that... Because I had it on, but I didn't notice too many. Just that one superplex that kind of went wonky. Turned into like a brain buster almost.
He did a really sweet springboard moonsault.
From your contacts behind the scenes, Conan, what are you hearing about how Logan Paul's fitting in? And I remember you talking 8 years ago, it might have been Disco, that when he was Eli Drake in Impact, that he maybe didn't have the greatest backstage rep. Have you heard anything about how he is today?
LA Knight?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good, really good. Yeah.
What was your take on this one, Joe?
Excellent. And, I was one of the people that was like, oh, what's with LA? Are they going to pull the trigger or not? He kind of, the word was a few weeks ago, he kind of got burnt on that promo. Logan kind of beat him up a little bit. So I was like, oh, maybe he's going to cool off. They're not going to do it. But they did it. And I thought, again, the timing was perfect for them to put the belt on him.
Yeah, but you got to remember, even though Paul did eat him up, the people still pop him. And he's one of the top pops that they have there, most over guy. It was just long overdue, bro. They needed to do it now, or he could have people could stop believing in him. But go ahead, Joe.
That thing that he does, it's not as hot as Daniel Bryan's yes was. But you see it on random popular podcasts. There's like this one popular cooking barbecue show where the guy every time he squirts the sauce, yeah. And my wife's like, what the hell is he doing? I'm like, I think that's LA Knight. I think he's doing LA Knight. And then I come to find out he was. Like, it's around. People are doing it a lot. And they were all doing it in the building that night,
yeah,
too.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like when Steve Austin would go, yeah.
Yeah.
Got a super chat here from Impact Entertainment. By any chat for $10, thank you very much. Me and Conan will share a piece of that with Joe. By any chance is Bully Ray going to be on the pod? I've been listening to him and Dave on Busted Open lately, and they come up with a lot of good ideas for AEW and WWE, and dissect things us fans don't see.
Well, I actually asked Bubba Ray like 3 times. A few years ago, he said, oh, I can't because the company won't let me. Then I saw him on Impact, and I asked him. He said yes. Then I actually went to WrestleMania to the Busted Open. What was that, Joe?
Yeah, Busted Open was live at Xfinity there.
Right, and I asked him there too. And I asked Tommy Dreamer. None of them came on. The only one that came on was Dave LaGreca, and I only had to ask once. If I have to ask you 3 times, I'm not asking again.
Right.
That means you don't want to come on, so why keep asking?
Didn't you and him, I don't know if you ever had hate, but you had a run-in on the air in, was it TNA?
No, in ECW, but we're cool now. We're super cool right now, yeah.
Good. Well, I hope he does come on the show. Speaking of your career, Conan, here's one from Paul. I'm not going to try to pronounce that name. Can you pronounce that surname?
Bulos. Bulos. One of those.
For $2, K, that'd be you. Can you rate all the companies you've worked for?
Well, I've worked for too many, so I'm just going to say the major ones. Number 1, without a doubt, early AAA. Number 2, Arena Mexico. Number 3, Toreo. Number 4, ECW. Number 5, WCW. Number 6, Impact.
This is another question from Z Highlife, who of course is a long-time member. I don't know what this means. Who's your college team, Conan? Fight Irish Fight.
Okay. You did that because I don't like the Irish, so I'm going to throw this. You just lost your All-American left tackle for the whole year. Nice. I'm a UM fan. The U. Michael Irving, Andre Johnson, Devin Hester, Benny Testaverde, Bernie Coz, Ray Lewis, Sap, the U.
Did you say you don't like the Irish?
100%. I like the racism, the body shaming. Yeah, I'm talking about the Notre Dame Irish. But you know what? I also don't like you. I like most Irish people. I've been to Ireland, Northern Ireland, and whatever the rest of Ireland is called. And Southern Ireland, I guess. I don't know what's going on over there.
Isn't it true, Conan and Husey, where you were, the story that I believe it was in Northern Ireland, a bar refused entry to Conan and Disco and some of the other guys? Did you know that?
That is true.
That would have been in the WWA days, wouldn't it?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, you didn't really. They used to still have reinforced doors back then for in case people shot them up, which meant that only the people in that room would be shot, which was very caring, I thought.
So, what would be in that bar? Like the Irish version of like the American white supremacist or something like that? Who would be in the IRA, or who would be in there that we couldn't go in?
IRA or their rivals, and there was multiple rivals. So basically, and then because you were jacked as fuck back then, so someone would be trying to test you, and of course, no one's going to test the big guy by themselves. They're going to have like 5-6 people already hidden around you to jump on, and of course, and it just would have been a what's the old term of schmoz?
Dude, we just wanted to party. We didn't want to fight.
I know what Husey means because he's a big guy. I'm a big guy, and people are always testing us. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Always 5 or 6.
Yeah, 6'2", 240. Conan, here is a question from Pablo, the real one, who's getting bonus points, by the way, because of that album cover. It's the Raekwon cover, only built for Cuban links. Real question, was Priest the transitional champion, Conan?
I don't think so. He might have been, but I don't think so. I think, his stock rose while he was champion. So usually when you're a transitional champion, it doesn't. You're just a placeholder. I think his stock rose while he was champion. He was just a short-term champ, so Gunther could get it, and he may get it back.
Yeah, and weirdly, it seems like the general feeling is that Priest's greatest match and performance was that match that he'll drop the belt in. So
that was the best match of the night.
I thought it was up there. It was brilliant. But yeah, Priest is great, and he's got that documentary out. And I don't know if you heard the rumor or not. The rumor, Priest said it himself when they were making Black Panther 2. Priest screen tested for Namor, who was the villain in Black Panther 2. That actor who played Namor get cancelled for Me Too stuff. So now that role's free to come back for maybe the future. Maybe Priest could get in there, get some WWE behind it. Things are looking up for Priest.
Yeah.
Here's one from...
Or maybe he can play another black character called S'mores. Nothing.
I don't get that.
2 graham crackers, like they're dark. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I get it. Here's one from AEW Full Wrestling. I know these guys on Twitter. They're a brilliant Twitter account.
Right.
Great show, gents. Feeney should follow back. Shout out to Conan the Legend for $5.
All right, thank you very much for your contribution, your patronage, and your support.
Yeah, there's a bunch of guys.
AEW Full Wrestling.
Yeah, there's a bunch of guys on Twitter.
That's very weird because most AEW fans hate me. But all right.
Well, that Twitter account pretty much exposes everything that's going wrong with them.
Right.
Tony's Toy. And the part of that group of guys, like, what's the name you were promoting him on the show? Alfred Kaluna or Kawuna?
Kanua. Yeah.
They were the very funny Twitter follows. And here's another one just before we move on with the card from JJ Claxon. Conan, I finally saw Triple Mania on Univision. Will we see some backstage segments later on in the company?
Backstage segments? Yeah, we just did a backstage. We do backstage segments all the time. I don't know. Maybe on this show there wasn't, but we do backstage segments all the time, and vignettes, and video packages.
We then go on to.
As a matter of fact, if you're a Patreon member, which if you're not, you can go to KONNAN.me, and I'll give you an example of some of the stuff you can get. Dolph Ziggler's wrestling Alberto Del Rio, and I asked him for a special promo. Promo's great. And then he did a training video with it, which is great, which you won't see in the United States because it's only for Mexican consumption. But you get all that stuff like on Patreon, and you get the whole United States show. And so you can get all that on Patreon.
We then move on to.
I'll Disco it. Timeout. Does Disco have the link? Because he was going to be ready around this time, and I didn't know if he was popping on at the end or what was going on. Does he know about? He knows about this?
Yeah, I sent it to him on his Facebook.
Got it.
Why don't you remind him?
I did. Yeah.
We then move on to the greatest match that everybody here had been waiting to see. I know Joe's getting excited just at the possibility to talk about it. Nia Jax versus Bayley for the Women's SmackDown Championship. Crowd was quite quiet for this one, Conan, but I didn't think it was bad. But nobody cares what I think. I'm ugly. Conan, you're handsome. What did you think of this match?
No, you're just stupid. That's why. But let me just say this. Okay, see how this guy asked me if Damian Priest was a transitional champion, right? Remember that question? That would be almost like asking me if Bayley was a transitional champion, right? Because she didn't have it that long, okay? I just think that, if you remember, for many years, I said she was not entertaining, terrible promo, clumsy, sashayed her way to the ring like she was answering the doorbell or something. And, bro, just like Liv Morgan, she's grown into her character and she's done a great job. And, Tiffany got involved and she basically got knocked off the apron, and because of that, Bayley lost. I thought it was after all Jax has grown, I think she deserved this. And you're right, it did take the crowd a little while to get into this because their story wasn't as strong as the other stories.
Do you think that it was also the possibility because SummerSlam is quite infamous for it being the cash-in, and that everybody was just waiting for the time of Tiffany Stratton to do a run-in instead?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think that, and that happened in the main event too, and we'll get to that. I think that match didn't have as much heat as it should have because everybody was just waiting for Roman.
And what about Bayley's powerbomb spot? Did you be impressed, or do you think meh?
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
I gotta play a little sound effect for Bayley. I'm a big fan of her work. This one's for Bayley. So, Joe, what did you think of Nia Jax versus Bayley?
Nia looked a lot different than the last I'd seen her, and moved great. I don't know, and I've always been a Bayley fan, so it was the match where I was like, I'm not gonna watch this, and then I did, and I was glad that I did. Just two pros and Bayley especially, been around a long time now. I thought it was really good. I'm not gonna have anything negative to say about the show, really. So.
Well, here's a question, Conan, because this sort of ties into this match with some of the criticism that I've seen people online giving that Nia Jax is the champion. This is from Sean the Hound for $2. Thoughts on nepotism in wrestling versus raw talent?
What you're referring to, the Samoans?
I'm not too sure, but I have seen.
Oh, not raw like
show.
Just okay.
True talent.
Yeah. Well, if the guy's a family member and he's good, what's the big deal? If he isn't, then obviously it's a big deal.
And plus, it kind of her her being the champion, Nia Jax, I don't think it's because of The Rock.
She deserves it, bro. She worked her ass off, and she literally lost a lot of weight. She was so boring when she was Shayna Baszler, and everything she did was brutal. I mean, I ate her up so bad. I thought one day I'm going to go to WWE and she's just going to clock me. And so, bro, she improved in every facet. You know, she took her profession. Maybe when she got suspended, or remember she went away for a while.
Yeah.
Maybe she just said, you know, this is what I want to do. And if I want to do it, I need to get more serious. You know, and she lost weight, got better in her work. She isn't clumsy anymore. She isn't hurting people anymore. And she had a good match with Bayley with the little bit of interference at the end for Tiffany. But that was just, you know, to protect Bayley on the finish.
Would you put her in the bloodline?
Why not?
Might as well.
Yeah, absolutely, 100% at this point. Yeah.
And let's be honest, good-looking woman. Another super chat here from Electric Messiah 1. We want disco and 5 hands. What do you think those 5 hands
I think he wants to give him 5 hand jobs. That's what it is. Yeah.
Nice one. I'll take 2.5 if you don't mind. Anybody watching, if you could click on like in the stream, there's up to 273 watching now. So if everybody hits like, that'll be very good for us and our precious algorithm. Another question by Z Highlife X. What's your bulldog's name? Conan, have 15 bulldogs myself.
Yeah, it's a bit much. This guy, I don't even consider him a dog. I consider this guy, and I have a German Shepherd in the back. But this guy's name is Meatball. But this guy to me is not a dog. Like, I'm convinced he's a terrorist, maybe trained by Al Qaeda, maybe what's the other one? The Hamas. They terrorize everything. They chew up everything. They tear up everything. Anybody that comes to my house, they end up running away. The pool guy the other day jumped in the pool because these guys ran after him. I mean, they just terrorize everything. Right now, he's actually asleep, probably trying to think up of another way to chew up my remote control. Yeah.
Do you know what the K100 fans call them?
No.
The K-Dogs?
The K-Dogs? Right. That sounds like something you made up.
No. So I get to be Kazoo, I don't get the fart, no?
Yeah, that's elementary school shit, but that's your limp dick ass. That's probably where your mind is.
A dick ass.
You know, if you don't want to have a limp member, all you have to do is go to joinmode.com, use the code K100. You get 20% off your sexual performance enhancer. And I got to tell you, good stuff.
Yeah, and speaking of sex performance,
you can ask
Joe,
the 5 guys in the trailer about that. Yes.
Or the 3 up the mountains.
Would you? Fuck it, you talked over me and then it missed the spot.
Give him the screaming spot.
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of sexual performance, we were at 69 likes, but now we're up to 71. So
bro, you interrupt every fucking day on everything we do.
You're an idiot, dude.
I let the at the end.
Bro, you interrupt every fucking day on everything we do.
Right. That needs to be a shirt, and we need to have.
I put that over the Gary Oldman line that Brian Dunlap put over. Like, was it okay?
I like the racism, the body shaming.
Another question here from. I was going to have fun pronouncing this one. Zaf Virex for $5. Conan, what are your thoughts on Mariah May saying everyone is family in the AEW locker room following the recent drama?
Well, they're just trying to toe the company line. I wouldn't be surprised if they had a, all hands meeting. They said, hey man, what stays in the locker room, what happens in the locker room stays in the locker room, and stuff shouldn't come out, and we should talk good about the company that gives us a living. And she's probably one of the first ones going out there and saying that when we know it's not true. I know for a fact that's not true. How about that?
Oh, any scoop?
Excuse me?
Any scoop?
Bro, everybody knows that there are a lot of immature egos backstage, and there's a lot of competition, a lot of backstabbing. I mean, that's nothing new. You act like, wow, this is new news to me. I thought everybody got along in AEW. All right.
Speaking of AEW, here's awful wrestling, but it's pronounced awful. Husey, you dope. Well, the joke's on you because you spelled Husey wrong. So who's stupid now, stupid? Here's one from.
Well, that isn't that how you spell your name? It says it right there, Husey.
Yeah, but they spelled it with the Z and the E the wrong way around. I spell it easy. Here's a question or a comment from CA87. I think Disco doesn't want to answer questions. He will just keep suspending or saying, I don't give a rat's ass. I don't give a rat's ass.
And stuff and everything.
Let
me finish.
Yeah. I gotta go to work. Sports.
Hurry up.
Yeah. Why are you asking me about Mexico? It's like, but they weren't. Oh, I gotta go to work. Sports. I need to talk to sports store rapper. Fuck's sake. Here's a question, Conan, from Spready Roosevelt. This Irish Make-A-Wish kid makes me miss disco. So there you go. Up next, Conan, was my personal favorite match of the night, or probably the best storyline of the night. Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk with a Seth Rollins guest referee. Conan, what did you think of this match? I thought the build to it was insanely perfect.
Yeah, me too. And CM Punk was wearing Bret Hart colors. And I guess him and FTR are big Bret Hart fans, right? Because Disco showed me Bret Hart showing up at Dax's house while he was eating a cupcake. Yeah. And he was like, he just marked out. Because I didn't know that was the first time he ever met him, you know?
Can I say something? No, that wasn't the first time we ever met, Bret.
Oh, it wasn't?
That's like the 17th time they've met.
Really?
Yeah.
Joe, is that true?
He's muted. Joe, we were saying about what's his name? Was it Dax?
Yeah.
Dax Harwood, yeah.
Yeah, so that clip of him and Bret Hart, that wasn't the first time they've met, because Bret managed FTR on an indie show, and they've been out for dinner and stuff, so that's like a 17th time starstruck.
Yeah. The only excuse I gave him was like it was his 40th birthday and a surprise and stuff. And I said to Conan, like, what if someone surprised you at Dusty Rhodes and you had never met him? But as you said, Dax has met him 15 times. So
yeah. If Dusty showed up after meeting him 15, I'd be surprised. I wouldn't be that surprised. Maybe it was all for the camera. But this is what I liked about this match. This match going into it had a big fight feel. Like people were buzzing, people were waiting for this match, and they went right at it. And this was much like the Liv Morgan match in that this wasn't a wrestling match. This was two people trying to get even. You know what I'm saying? It was like a fight, you know? They were just trying to hurt each other, you know, and they were swinging hard, you know, and I liked how McIntyre hit Punk with the low blow while Rollins was down. After he got hit with the go to sleep, that was great, you know? And then I like how Punk took was it from Rollins? Did Rollins have the bracelet on that? And Punk put it on, and then Drew beat him, and then he took it off and put it on him. I thought that was very clever too.
Yeah. Did you see the video of a kid? Like, he had to have been 5 or 6 years old, asked Drew McIntyre to sign his SummerSlam t-shirt, and SummerSlam wrote fuck you CM Punk on the kid's t-shirt.
Yeah.
No, I did not see that.
I love that stuff, but he's from Scotland, so you know.
Dirty.
Joe, what was your
he's
take
actually
on
he's actually very cool from Scotland. Very cool guy. I know you guys don't get along with the Scottish, but he's actually very cool.
Or the hated English.
Yeah, no, we combine on our hatred of England. So, Joe, what was your take of Punk versus McIntyre? Do you think it lived up to the hype? He's on the phone. But that's a question, like Conan. Do you think that this was one of these matches that was so anticipated that it had no chance of actually meeting expectations?
No, I thought it lived up to the hype. I said when they came in, they had a big fight feel, bro. People already buzzing. They wanted to see this. They did a good job of doing stuff outside of the ring on Twitter and shit like that to get under each other's nerves. And so they did a great job of building it up. You know, they're both savages on Twitter.
So, Husey, you got to send Disco the link. He's claiming ignorance on this.
Again?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Well, could you just send him the link you have so that I'm not...
Yes. Yeah, got it, good.
Yeah. To tell him it's in his Facebook DMs.
Facebook, okay, yeah.
Well, let's slow down so we can... Because he wanted to go over the show.
In a way, Conan, did you think them coming in dressed up as Bret, Shawn Michaels, and Undertaker, do you think that was a little corny, or was that just sort of a inside thing for the
No,
march
that's
there,
cool,
man?
bro. That's just cool. They're showing homage to some of the greatest showmen that have ever lived in that company.
Well, while we're waiting for Glenn, we'll
Yeah,
get some more...
hey, Julie, when he comes on, play that tape for him.
What about the fart? Will I play it and not act like?
No, dude, because I will leave. I already told you about it. You were already forewarned. So for you to claim stupidity or ignorance means I'm leaving.
Yeah, but it could be a good way to fuck with them.
No.
Here's from Venice Beach Dub Club for $19.99. Thank you very much. Here's $20 for K-Dog, and not Disco, and definitely not Joe.
All right. So make sure nobody gets any of that. Thank you, Venice Beach Dub Club.
I love that.
Here's another one for
Venice Beach.
$10 from, oh, you're going to love this name, Spaghetti Farts Ratomatic for $9.99. Conan, a.k.a. El Coco Loco. What do you think will be the economic impact on the Silicon Valley with the recent ruling of Google being found guilty of being a monopoly? It's a funny question.
Well, like the judge that said that he ruled on that, they're going to do the same thing. And I don't remember how many people remember this, but before, you used to have like Bell was a big telephone company, right? And they had a monopoly over the whole United States, and then they broke it up into little pieces: Southern Bell, Northern Bell. That's what they're saying is going to happen with Google. They're going to have to break them up into smaller companies because they're a monopoly.
Here's one from a member, JJ Claxton. Conan, you had a great interview with QT Marshall. Could we expect more AEW wrestlers to come by the show?
I don't see why not. He didn't get any heat for it. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't go in there trying to ambush him.
He didn't say anything that would get him in trouble. Hello, Glenn.
But he was very open. We can't
hear you.
Can't hear you, DI. Here's up to a rousing beginning.
Yeah.
You know, I liked Conan. You had to step away for a call. So Disco.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Disco and QT had about 15 minutes to just shoot the crap.
Right.
It was excellent. Right. You know, those guys really. It was hard.
I want to know what's going on here. How come I was not informed of this? This thing?
You were
you sent me a message on Saturday.
We interrupt every fucking day on everything we do.
Do you have you sent me a tag, a message, said doing a SummerSlam review tomorrow. That was on Saturday. What's today? Today's Wednesday, right?
No, I also
no, you did not.
I sent you the message hours ago. It's not my fault. You can't read.
You didn't send me a message. August 3rd is your last correspondence with me.
I sent you the link.
On Facebook, though. Disco doesn't check his Facebook.
No, I'm looking on my Facebook Messenger. Here it is.
Okay.
It's Hughes' correspondence. August 3rd. Last correspondence until just now.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, so you failed.
You're an idiot, dude.
You are an idiot. You know why?
Yeah,
Usually because I told you yesterday to make sure to tell Disco, and then I even asked you today if you told him. You said yes.
Yeah, he did not. So.
Well, while you're here, Disco, we were just
and
talking.
I doubt he even promoted the show, Disco, by the way. But go ahead.
Right.
We're doing all right. I sent it. I posted it in multiple Facebook wrestling groups, the Patreon, Twitter. I mean,
don't try to get him out of the heat.
Yeah,
Joe, you could have told me we're doing the Facebook. I mean, nobody told me anything.
I understand,
and you relied on and Joe, you relied on Hughesy to do something you could have easily done yourself.
I have an excuse. Okay,
that's not an excuse.
No, you said you were available at 3:30. This started at 2:30, and I was like, oh, so we'll probably do this for an hour and then do the show. I didn't think that you were going to be here for it because it was going to be over. That's all. And then once
can you give Joe the thing?
The what?
You interrupt every fucking time.
No.
Oh, you're an idiot.
Wait, speaking of Joe, here's from some guy. What kind of vape do you smoke?
The very masculine strawberry banana fume ultra.
Nice.
Oh, so the Facebook's live. They can tip live, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't want to contribute anything unless I'm getting tipped. So I have to. So what do you think of that? Like, I'm not going to give my opinion unless somebody.
I like that.
I need at least $1, right?
Actually, the last super chat that was.
Well, how much this? How much would be people willing to tip to get Hughesy out of here? For one thing, like we got to figure out ways to monetize this. Would people pay so they don't have to see Hughesy?
Yeah, I'm gonna need to see at least $100.
There, if you can, Di.
The most money you've made in a week on YouTube.
You can see.
What about
Hang on, you can see the YouTube comments. If you click on comments here and sign in, you can see what everybody's saying.
I see them. I know. I got that. Yeah.
Okay, there's funny stuff going on.
Okay, where is the comments thing? Because I can't see it.
Okay.
I want you here on the right hand side.
Yeah, and we're gonna Joe, get your pen and paper out. There's gonna be a lot of suspensions on this. On this
wait a minute. I like this.
Okay, Pablo, the real one, suspend him.
Wait, there's a lot of comments here.
Yeah, he wrote Goofy Gilberti, Pablo, the real one. So we're gonna suspend him.
Yeah, there's a lot.
We're gonna suspend. Hughesy's a druggie. Somebody, but we're not gonna suspend that person. Who else we got here? Hughesy must stay. No tips. All right, let's suspend Wonder This World 97.
Scroll back. Scroll back.
Hughesy must stay. No tips. So we're gonna suspend him. Okay. Harris 2024. Trailer Parker gonna suspend him. Disco Fever. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna let that guy go. Even though he's Canadian. Z High Life says he got booted from K100. Long story, basically calling dramas, bro. Okay, let's suspend him again. Pablo the Real wrote Disco Ducks. Let's make that 2 weeks for him.
Okay, I like this comment by Adam Eisenberg because they were asking about my dog's Disco.
Right.
And the Bulldog's called Meatball. He goes, Meatball's waiting to cause a scene the second this stream ends. Oh, it might happen before, my friend.
Right.
Pablo the Real one says, I paid money, you goof. All right, but that doesn't mean if you can pay to insult me. All right, so he's still suspended for the
Okay, yellow card, this guy, Disco. I don't do this much. CA87 is Meatball part of the Get My Go crew. No, he doesn't hang out with saps. So red card, you red card that guy, but Joe, please.
Meatball. Get My Go.
CA87, yeah.
All right, what are we talking about here, by the way? What are we talking? Let's answer some of the questions. Inmates run the asylum in AEW. That's from current producer's mouth in AEW. Go figure. Who said that, by the way? Who's the current producer that said that?
QT Marshall. He said it to you.
He said they don't, you idiot.
Yeah.
He said that's the biggest fallacy is that the inmates run the asylum.
Right.
So Hughesy, you're suspended another week for misinformation right now. You just right. You've been in here for 2 minutes. You already failed in notifying me of the live stream, and you've already.
This was so much better when you weren't here.
Spatted misinformation. I think business is picked up right now.
You've completely
I listened for 2
completely
minutes
ruined
before.
Conan's mood. Conan was having such a great day. Me and him were getting along so
No,
well.
that part's
And then-
not true.
and then
That's
fucking
not
Disco
true.
turns up and he's
There's
getting in the
2
way
times-
of our friendship.
There's 2 misinformations you've done in the past minute. Okay, so you're suspended for 2 weeks now from the mailbag.
Suspend this.
You interrupt every fucking day on everything we do.
So there you go.
You know Russo plays that clip on his show too, Conan. I would add
he
it with
does?
Russo. Yeah, I would add it with Russo today. By the way,
About what?
he's just so he just is not looking at it from a reasonable
5 minutes
perspective.
later.
He was trying to say he did not like the Bronson Reed stuff
That was great.
because Bronson Reed, it's going to be the same thing that happened with Nakamura, where he was relevant for 6 weeks, then he went back to irrelevancy. That's why Vince doesn't like it, because in 6 weeks he knows that Bronson Reed's not going to get elevated.
How does he know that for a fact? He's not writing the.
That's what I'm saying.
He's
That's
not
why
writing
he
the
doesn't.
story.
That's why
Right.
he doesn't like it. I'm trying to argue with them, dude. At least the guy's relevant for 4 to 6 weeks for good TV.
Right.
Like,
Here's a
what's
message
the
for
problem?
Vince. Here's a message for Vince Russo from Conan.
You're an idiot, dude.
So
Let me see. What are some of the more questions? But what's going on here, by the way? Is this going to be the show today? Is this do this? Are we going to
no.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
sup-
yeah. We'll do this at the SummerSlam review that we were.
Have we?
gonna
Have
do.
we? Okay, well, let's do the SummerSlam review and get out of the way.
Okay.
All
well,
right,
here's-
we've already gone after a couple. So let's hear your remarks
yeah,
on the
after-
first match.
Which was Rhea?
yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Right.
Good storytelling with the shoulder and everything, and the way they
Right.
sold it and stuff. You know, good. It was good stuff. It was
Yeah.
believable.
It was
Way
a
they did it.
little, to me, it was a little cheesy the way she popped it back in.
Well,
But-
let me tell you a story.
Yeah.
Supposedly,
Right.
the legend has it that on the first play in the Sugar Bowl in 1981, where Georgia played against Penn State, Herschel Walker
Yes, I
separated
heard
his
this.
shoulder.
Yes, I heard this.
and
Yes.
went and popped it back in and went
Right.
ran for like 160 yards. So
Right.
that is
But I've even seen that in wrestling, but that doesn't look. I've seen a guy pop his shoulder back in, and it doesn't look like that. But that's just me with an over analytical eye. Maybe nobody else gave a fuck, right?
right.
I
It was
gave
good
it-
stuff, I thought.
Gave a damn.
You know,
or
Martin Riggs
a
used to-
Garstarn, as you would say, Hughley.
Okay,
yeah,
I'm
it
gonna
was
give
me.
it. I give that match out 4 5/8 stars.
Okay, how many
4.6
stars?
4.625 stars.
Okay, how many stars would you give Jelly Donut and the crew playing on a
Play that
table or
song?
whatever? Yeah.
Jelly Roll, I'll give it that 2 and 2/9 stars. So
Okay.
2.22 stars.
I also like at the end where Pat McAfee was calling him a POS, Dom, and just going wild. And I like the fact that, Dom waited to the end to deceive her and grab the chair away from her. And I actually, something we always talk about, Disco. What do we always say? If you're a small girl, you should always have a finish that you could do on a big girl.
Right, and
Liv has a
has
great finish he can do
Yeah.
on any,
Right. Okay,
Oblivion. I remember it, Conan.
Oblivion.
All right,
Okay.
So next is I like that match 4.625 stars. Okay.
Right.
So what else? Oh, by the way, bro, Michael Cole and McAfee are both getting really good at delivering very good lines at the perfect moment when you're
Yeah.
supposed to. So that was very well done, I thought.
Then you had up next was Breaker versus Sami Zayn. Disco. Do you like this?
Yes, I did. I like the way they did it, short and quick.
I said the
he just
same
beat-
thing.
He beat him decisively, which he should. You know what this reminded me of? Maybe they're going to do the angle that me and Perry Saturn did, Joe. Or was it decisive victory, and now then Sammy's going to fight his way back and win it back at some point?
I believe so. Yeah, and if anyone hasn't seen that, November '97, Disco versus Saturn. Saturn beats him down for about 8 minutes of suplexes and arm bars. It's glorious
Must have been-
Why was it glorious?
because of your excellent, top-notch selling, Di. I'm not
No,
saying
it's glorious because I lost. That's what you.
That's not what I
And then what happened
Let's just-
afterwards? That's
So
it.
you're suspended from the mailbag for a week, Joe.
And then afterwards, Disco came out and he won the TV belt back with the chart buster. It was phenomenal.
On him?
I showed
On
Perry.
Perry.
Yeah, I won it back.
Yeah. Okay.
So then, so I like the Rick and Scott Steiner viral moment where they were all happy when he won.
Right.
Yeah, but this is the way he should be winning against a guy that size. You know, I mean, honestly, the first one was a fluke.
Bro, let me just. I said this before you came on. Here's the main thing to me: Breaker's hot, Sami's not. A year ago, Sami was about as hot as anybody there. He's stale right now. The minute he hit him with the first spear, everybody was already barking. When he threw down the he did the Jerry Lawler thing, pulled down the straps. People were barking where they were waiting for the second one. And then Pat McAfee started barking. He's over right now. He's hot. And this was a great booking decision. They made him look strong in a short match.
+2, if you're looking forward where they're booking, I'm assuming that they have Sami slated in to get in with his bloodline feud with the team with the
maybe
good guys.
Yeah.
To team with the good guys.
Hopefully taking the strap down is the only thing that Breaker has in common with Jerry Lawler. Let's not go into it. Up next, Disco was LA Knight versus Logan Paul. What did you think of this one?
Excellent. Logan Paul's as good as anybody.
Yeah. I said the same thing, bro.
And +2, his strikes are better than 97%. Like his strikes are in the top 1% of people in the business right now. His punches, they look like he looks like he's knocking the guy out. And he sells well. He knows how to command the camera and stuff.
It was funny because
very well trained. You know?
He's from Cleveland. He came out with the Cleveland Brown colors. He still got booed. Okay. Right. The guy's a great heel, a great promo, a good worker, okay? Turning into a great worker for the short time he has in. The only thing I didn't like is when LA Knight, how brutal was the Machine Gun Kelly, just standing there awkwardly giving him the handcuff, the brass knuckles.
Bro, they're usually celebrities, they don't know how to act.
Like Terrence Crawford, remember?
Right. All of them are kind of, even Brunson.
He's Gary Oldman-ish.
Brunson and Halliburton really didn't have a lot of emotion when they were
right. It's like these guys show up and they're like, "Hey, man, you want to do an angle, huh?" Yeah, sure. I get. Yeah.
Well, they mark out.
Right.
They want to be a part of the show, and then they get nervous and freeze when it's time for them their spot to come. So yeah.
And bro, Paul did a really cool springboard moonsault. The only thing I didn't like is when he got hit with the brass knucks, he hardly sold it. But you know what I thought was great? The finish when he did the buckshot lariat, and LA Knight turned it into his finish right there. Boom.
Well, he hit him with the knucks, but it was a short little punch to the head because he had him in the suplex.
Yeah.
So it wasn't it was a wind up and clogging with it.
You're right.
So that made sense. I thought that was good. They worked good together. Actually, I want to see this feud extended because both these guys are good on the mic and can cut some good promos on each other. So
my good friend Eddie Miller texted me about this, and he said, Husey, what was that movie with the dance contest with Bradley Cooper that was in Delco? Silver Linings Playbook.
Yeah.
Eddie was in that. That's why I name dropped him.
Okay, but, who is he?
He's an actor and a celebrity. Local celebrity.
Right.
Anyway, he said Logan Paul, he was like, dude, how good is Logan Paul? And I said, I wanted to ask you guys real quick. Yeah. I said, I wanted to ask you guys if he's the guy that caught on the quickest other than Kurt Angle, in your opinion.
Logan Paul
is better than Angle?
No, I mean, he's caught on quicker. He's caught on quicker than Angle.
Yeah.
Bro, okay, I want you to do this.
Remember, Angle didn't he start in ECW?
Bro, Angle got to go. Angle got to go to the Performance Center and train.
He was really green
and work in OVW and stuff.
He was green in ECW. Remember, he got turned off by the Raven thing.
Yeah, that was his first ever wrestling.
Remember when Raven did the crucifixion thing?
Yeah.
Joe, look this up while we're at it. I want you to look up Logan Starr's Dave Meltzer star ratings for his matches. Look that up. No. I want to make a point. Because if you look at his star ratings for his matches, like the average has got to be super high compared to the rest of everybody in the business. It was just like Shane McMahon too. Like every time he had a match, it was 4 stars because it was a great performance.
Should we start rating matches out of Meltzers instead of stars?
Disco likes that. I don't. I just tell you it's good.
I just think it's hysterical that guys like rate the matches to a fraction. 4.4 and a quarter and 3.
So Logan, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Logan's had 13 matches. Do you want to hear all the star ratings?
Yes. Okay. Wait. I'm gonna add up 13 matches. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Start from the recent.
Just start from the first one. Okay?
All right. Logan and The Miz versus Dom and Ray, 3.5. Logan versus The Miz, 4. Logan versus Reigns, 4.5. The Royal Rumble he was in got a 4.25, but that's not really.
That counts.
Seth,
he did a spot that made it 4.25 with
true.
the spot with Ricochet.
It's a Ricochet, yeah. Seth and Logan, 4.5. Damian, Butch, LA Knight, Logan, Ricochet, Escobar, Nakamura, Money in the Bank, 4.5. Logan versus Ricochet, 4.25. Logan versus Ray, 3.5. Logan versus Owens, 3.5. Logan versus Miz again, 3.75. Elimination Chamber with Logan got 4.25. Logan against Owens and Orton, 4.25. And then this match, oh no, that didn't get rated yet. But Logan Paul versus Cody, also 4.25.
Disco, this
Okay,
is super.
so it's all right. So he is averaging. Okay, he averages 4.25. Hang on, 50.
Doing his math.
4.07 stars per match.
5 minutes later.
Has there been anybody in the business whose first 13 matches, and that's their star rating for their matches after 13 matches? I would suggest nobody. I mean, if you can, I would have somebody pose this question to Dave Meltzer. Is somebody after 30? You could probably get some online geek that has the match rating database and find out if anybody's averaged higher than 4 stars for their first 13 matches. And I would suggest the answer is easily no.
But more importantly, 13 matches in, he's a draw. People will actually tune in and buy tickets to see him. Yeah. He's brilliant, and I don't drink that stuff that he sells, but it's hard to dislike him. But Disco, there's a question here for you from some guy for $2. Question for Disco: what would your WWE 2K rating be?
Whatever the highest is. What's the highest rating on there?
99 or 100, right?
100? Yeah, I'd get 100 probably.
There you go. Another super chat here from Impact Entertainment for $20. Thank you very much. Would you guys bring in guys Mr. Kennedy, Austin Aries, Low-Key ADR, Flip Gordon, Marty Scurll, Matt Morgan, and the OG LAX to AEW to cut some of their current talent for these, since they have gotten popular / over in the past? I will start with Conan on that.
Would I bring those guys in? All those guys? No.
What a question to cut. How's that going to cut their talent? So they're saying these guys have gotten over the past, so cut the guys that aren't over and bring these guys back. Bro, they're doing fine in Impact.
I don't think. Here's the problem, bro. I don't think even if you brought these guys in who all got over in ROH and Impact and WWE, it would make a bit of difference.
If I was in WWE 2K, my rating would be 69. But I think what the guy means I think what the guy means is this: goes that with any of these guys, would you bring them in to replace certain talent?
That's what I'm saying. No.
No. Listen, everybody on there is problematic, as someone just pointed out in the chat. Maybe not Kennedy, but Aries, Low-Key, Alberto, Flip Gordon, Marty Scurll. They have their issues with the internet fans, and sometimes you stay away from them because of that, right?
Here's one from Joey Matt for $4.99. Just paying to hear that clip of Conan snapping at DI. Well, we could do that for you, without a fart, of course.
Bro, you interrupt every fucking day on everything we do.
That's awesome.
That's
never not funny.
Somebody said, seeing those clips, because it's happened more than once. Somebody said that I look like a kid and their parents are fighting, and you don't know how to react, so you just kind of freeze. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty accurate. I'll just look off screen or something like, oh Christ.
Here's another question from Pablo, the real one, with the Only Built for Cuban Links album cover profile.
Okay, there's some guy here called Rick RH. Why are you being such a dick, bro?
You know who that is? He
that's Rick ROH. That's that guy, Conan.
Which one?
Remember Rick ROH? He used to that came in our mailbag.
Yeah, we're idiots because we don't respect the lineage of Ring of Honor.
Remember?
Bro, I was in Ring of Honor. Yeah.
Yeah. Where's Rick Ring of Honor? I like him. I want to put him over if he's burying Conan. I'm definitely supporting that.
He's just burying everything.
Where is he here? Is he in the chat here?
I don't know if he's still here,
Rick
but he was.
Well, he was. I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Anyway,
whatever.
Conan, here's a question from Pablo, the real one. Did you see the sign saying overrated on Cody's entrance?
No.
Seriously, that's a question?
Why is that funny, Joe?
It's just $2 for it's not like
right,
this.
for
It's
kind
of silly.
Like what a question to ask for, like,
yeah.
No, I did not notice that.
Thank you, Pablo.
Yeah, but I have noticed there's starting to be a minor backlash growing against Cody, but they always fucking do that. Like, doesn't matter who gets pushed.
Where have you seen the fan backlash against Cody?
Just mildly on Twitter and on YouTube, you see people going on board.
Mildly. There's no fan
people.
backlash.
If you look at Conrad's Twitter, he's got Cody's back. Of course, he's like, "Yo, he's the #1 merch guy. He's this and that," and people are still arguing with Conrad. They don't want to accept that Cody's the #1 guy.
Just contrarians. Until Cody, you start hearing some boos. Okay, there's absolutely there's no criticism you can give the guy right now. But here's the thing: you could start hearing boos with Goldberg when Goldberg finally turned. When he lost the belt. Yeah. That was a thing. They could he was getting over. It just got repetitive. Then about maybe 5% of the crowd you'd hear boo when he came out. Then it was 10%. Then people kind of realized this shit's getting old. Yeah, we're going to start booing. Didn't last that long because Nash was smart. People say Bill didn't like losing the belt, but Nash and Eric were pretty smart. Then they were like, hey, we it's time for him to lose. To lose. It's ridiculous. He's beating everybody. He's beating everybody. There's nobody else left for him to beat, and he's starting to get booed. So that's But yeah, that was actually a smart decision because they saw what already happened with that we did before the outsiders showed up with Hogan. Hogan was getting booed out of the building for months. Remember Conan before the shows they would announce Macho Man Randy said, they boo Hogan there's going on.
And I remember even the boys even the boys were making fun of him because I remember Scott Steiner once cutting a promo and going, "Yeah, you've never seen Ronald McDonald or Hulk Hogan in the same place." Because they wear the same colors, right? Even the guys were shooting. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah,
even Jimmy Hart, hey baby, because I remember him telling him, but he was afraid, But that was one of the best decisions he ever made. It resurrected his career, bro. You're with the two coolest guys in the business. Just change the whole business. What do you got to think about? Remember when? Go ahead.
I was gonna say before we go on to the next question, let's get to the next match on the SummerSlam.
Yeah, the next match was Disco hasn't reviewed yet. Nia Jax versus Bayley.
Excellent, excellent match. That was Nia's best match she's ever had. It's good storytelling. They did the thing where Mariah came out to distract.
Tiffany.
Tiffany came out to distract her and. Yeah, it was just the work of that, and plus the decisiveness of the finish worked really well. She kicked out of the elbow stuff, and then all of a sudden she power bombed her, and squashed her twice like a decisive win. And she deserves it. They got her over as a heel. She looks like the most unbeatable girl on the roster.
Bro, it's so funny because I almost said word for word what you said when we got to this match. She deserves it. Yeah, right. and everything you said. Yeah.
We'll start with Joe on this question. He's the advertising specialist. Manscaped segment thoughts, Otis shaving his balls.
I think that would be a solid investment for Manscaped, and they would sell many shavers after that segment for sure.
Excellent. What about you, Conan?
They would probably sell a lot of pictures of it to Joe, huh?
Usually, do you use Manscaped products?
No.
Why not? You look like you need to.
I'm going to take advice from you.
I'm just saying, Manscaped, you look like the target market for Manscaped.
Plus, I don't take advice. You look like fucking Kurt Russell with a fucking facelift. I don't need to take advice from you.
I'm 56 years old. I don't have a facelift. All right, I'm handsome. I'm slim in the waist, but cute in the face.
Very handsome.
Yeah, quite a good-looking man with a lovely smile and nice, friendly eyes. But you're not sexy like Conan is, and that's not gay.
What's the next match in SummerSlam?
Well, let's get through these chats here first. These
not a question.
questions.
This guy's a friendly reminder that Brian Last's such a schmuck. That's what Dave.
Not wrong.
Thank you, Dave.
I'm reading Hughesy's performance. 24 out of 23 chromosomes here in the extra one. Thank you, I work hard. Disco Conan Feeney rate Hughesy's IQ and BAC. That's $5 from Sloppy Joe.
The BAC is higher than the IQ. So whatever the BAC is, I say the IQ is like probably a decimal, like 0.1 under whatever that is. Yeah. So if your blood alcohol content is like 0.20 or 0.10 or 0.08 is legally intoxicated in the States, right? So QG, you're probably 0.2, 0.20. You're about 2.5 times above the legal limit. And I would say your IQ is 0.3. 0.3 would be your IQ. And that qualifies you in the mental retardation category. I believe you're an idiot. Because if you're zero, if you're 0 to 25, I think that's an idiot. So here's you're 0.3. So you're an idiot. So
almost dumb enough to have done your hair plugs.
I think an imbecile is 25 to 50, and a moron I think is 50.
Yeah, he definitely has arrested development. No doubt about it. Yeah.
Here's from Sean the Hound for $2. How does one get started as a wrestling manager? He must be English. Conan, how does...
Find your local wrestling school, whichever one is the best one, with a veteran that's been a performer on national, like on been in the big leagues. That's what you want. You want a trainer that's been in the big leagues. Find yourself a wrestling school, and that's how you become a manager.
Yeah, your location is key. Your location is key to find the right one.
Desco, remember you said you were pretty?
Slim in the waist, but cute in the face. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's $5 from Schematics. Conan Disco was starting to look like a bloated Elvis.
Let's suspend Schematics from the mailbag for a week. Okay, for that, for body shaming. Number 2, Joe, look this up. How much did Elvis weigh when he died?
It's not good.
Look that up. Yeah, it wasn't good. And he said I looked like a bloated
And
Elvis.
he was 350 pounds.
Was he really?
And
How tall was he?
Oh my God. That's horrible.
He was full of compacted feces as well from his daily drug regimen. He was 6 feet tall, 350 when he died.
Okay, we'll see. So let's suspend him 1 week for body shaming and 2 weeks for misinformation.
Would that be less than Kenny Bolin or more? Nothing.
Oh, I think it's less. I think Kenny's lost a lot. He's below 350 now. He's lost a lot. You know who else has lost a lot of weight? Mark Madden has too.
Yeah, you told me that.
He's coming to town. I'm eating dinner with him tomorrow night at
Good, man.
At the Golden Steer, and Sunday night we got a dinner reservation. Very difficult to get into. Peter Luger's.
I didn't know that he was. I think you might have told me this, but yesterday I was reading something on McAfee, and it said that he had done a show with Madden, but that because of Madden, it had low ratings.
Oh, McAfee?
Yeah.
What happened now?
Did he do a radio show or a podcast with Madden?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if that's accurate. So next question.
Here's a question from Paul Belows. I can't pronounce that word.
Bulas.
For $5. Disco, when's the last time you had to get hands-on in the club? Also, what happened?
I've worked there for 16 years. I've never had to physically have any physical confrontation with me because we always have like these monsters that work at our club, and like I could probably count on 5 fingers in 16 years the amount of times the guys have had to do something, like when the guests was getting out. Like, bro, you see these guys and they surround you, and you'd have to be just an idiot to try anything. Like these guys, like we got Samoans. We had guys are 6'6", 320. You get surrounded by 1,000 pounds worth of guys, and you immediately you kind of turn into a little you get scared. These guys are very intimidating. So we never really ever had to have fights. It happened a few times because rednecks just fight sometimes. But yeah, our crew is like, there's no way you would start trouble in there. Yeah.
Speaking of giant, dangerous men, Disco, that brings us up to the match we were talking about just as you joined. What was your take on Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk?
More just a giant storytelling with wrestling intertwined in between. It wasn't really it was excellent because it just how are these guys going to react? How is Seth going to react? And they had the bracelet, and Punk kind of showed he's kind of unhinged a little bit. He's getting distracted over the emotion of the bracelet. So I thought it fed perfect into everybody's character. I thought that's how they would have reacted in that match. I thought it was great.
Everybody go hit the like button. We've got over we're approaching 400 live viewers. That's pretty good.
Now, how many viewers did you guys have when you did the first one?
One more than this. And it's all thanks to Conan. He's a huge draw. Yes. And speaking of big draws, and I'm interested in Conan's take on this, the next match, which is... I got to say, though, regarding the finish to the Punk and Drew match, there's some people saying that the WWE buried CM Punk with that finish. Conan, what would you say to that?
They don't know about booking then.
Disco, what do you think?
Wait, what was the question?
There were some people saying that the way the Priest, between the way the Punk and McIntyre match ended, with him having Drew beat and then going to get the bracelet thing, they say that buried him. What did you think of the finish?
Did that what him?
Buried him.
No, it didn't bury him.
It
just feeds into the storyline.
I think, and this
right,
is
he gave the go to sleep with Rollins. Now he's got heat with Rollins too. It did perfectly booked. It's like people, there's nothing wrong with that. It was very well done. And the great thing, and I was saying this, Disco, before you came on, the match already going in had a big fight feel. People were already buzzing, and then they just went right at it. It wasn't even a wrestling match. They were just trying to hurt each other.
It is a total speculation, but I'd like to hear from, show very popular with the show, Dave Meltzer or Sapp or somebody. That seemed to me, the bracelet thing, like a Punk idea. Total speculation, I guess, but I feel like that might have been his contribution. Yeah,
of course it was. The only thing that I think eventually we're going to see in this, some point. Okay, I don't know what the spot is going to be, but at some point you're going to have Larry the dog attacking Drew and biting him in the leg. Because he's made fun of the dog.
How about Larry the dog having a showdown with Pharaoh? Is that Cody Rhodes' dog's name?
Yeah. Oh, that'd be a good spot if they ever actually work each other.
Right. What if they were like seconds and they let him go in the ring? Yeah.
Pharaoh retired? If you guys saw that, you were concerned.
What would you do? Do you think there would be any backlash against the WWE if they had an angle between Cody and Drew and Cody and Punk? And they had a dogfight between Pharaoh and Larry, and Michael Vick was brought in as a special guest.
I don't think there'd be any backlash.
You don't think there'd be any backlash?
No.
I would either.
Right.
That's a good idea.
That would be great.
You're an idiot, dude.
He does have a lot of experience for effing dogfights, so it would be perfect.
Yeah. Well, now we get
Captain Obvious.
But now we get the match that I'm very interested in hearing Conan's opinion based on what he said earlier. Gunther versus Damian Priest. There's a theory going around that that Gunther bladed his own chest, but if you rewatch it, Gunther went into the match with a cut on his chest, so it was almost like he was pre-cut and Priest opened it with one of those chops. Disco shockingly was speaking at the same time that I was, which I was not expecting to happen.
You're interrupt every fucking day on everything we do.
Okay, yeah, because
let's go with Disco first. I'll let Disco speak. What did you think of Gunther versus Damian Priest, Handsome Fizz?
It was good. And first of all, if anybody knows, Gunther doesn't get chopped a lot. It doesn't get chopped a lot. Gunther likes to chop people up, but he doesn't take a lot of chops because he doesn't really wrestle a lot of guys that chop. So the night before, or the Monday before, he fought Balor, and Balor chopped the piss out of him. Now, if your chest is not really used to getting chopped, the first time you get chopped a piss load, it'll blow up and get all red, right? And you get marks. It's just soft. So he probably got cut. So it wasn't healed yet. He went back into the match again. He got chopped, the piss chopped out.
Yeah, and like the skin actually becomes tender. It's almost like when you blade, and if you don't wait long enough, you can just open up by punching it because the skin hasn't really healed.
Right. So back in the day when guys like Ric Flair and Ronnie Garvin like used to chop a lot and everything, you see the first time they wrestle guys, they light the guys up, but then you see them a month later, they're still wrestling each other. The guy's chests are fine because it's just like boxing, where you're sparring. It's like your skin gets toughened up, So that's how that works.
So how many melters would you rate this match, Disco?
I gave this 4 3/8 stars, 4.38 stars.
Nice.
So, but it was good because it's Finn turned, and he kind of he had a good explanation for it on Monday. I thought it was good.
Conan, I like the fact that the Irish person screwed the Hispanic person over. I thought that was good.
I like the racism, the body shaming.
Right. JL1019 wants to know how much he has to pay for Conan to yell at Disco live.
Oh.
We could start.
Well, I'm not going to. Well, first of all,
100.
Well, let me. Yeah, you know what? You go, Conan, start yelling at me.
Oh no! Let him. He give $100.
It will happen.
Here's what's going to happen as soon as you start yelling at me.
All right, the numbers just went up. That, of course, brings us. Will we start answering some super chats while he's gone?
Yes, that's a good idea. Yeah.
For $9.99 from Venice Beach Dub Club. Anyone watching NXT? Roxanne Perez's heel champ run is the best thing going right now.
Roxanne Perez's what?
Best thing going right now. Great worker, and she's a Latina. Boom.
Go back to the beginning of that sentence. Roxanne Perez's what champ?
Heel champ run.
Talk funny. I don't watch NXT.
You talk funny. You have a weird voice.
I don't watch NXT, Conan, so you tell me about this girl.
I do watch NXT. Well, so Roxanne Perez was introduced to me by Daga, who wrestled in Mexico, because him and Tessa Blanchard were training her in Texas. So I wanted her to come down to Mexico to relocate, but she was too young. She was like 17. And I guess she made her way to ROH. They put the belt on her pretty quick because she's, they call her the prodigy. She's very young, really good on the mic, really good worker. To me, she's just very undersized. And she's right now, I think they're going to do something with her and Stephanie Vacker.
Mm.
Yeah. And yeah, she's Mexican.
Conan, you sort of hinted at this. What comes around goes around. Right. Part 3. Is there more to come? Would you say?
There's a part 2. Once a part 2 happens, there will be a part 3.
Oh,
that's there's a Sabu in the chat, and now there's also this Ali Abdulaziz, who of course is a well-known MMA manager, very controversial. I don't know if it's the real guy. I'm gonna have my doubts, but.
Well, you think you could afford more than $1.99? So
he sure could.
Here's another comment from Schematics for $5. For the record, I love Disco. He's my favorite non-top guy ever, right next to the Brooklyn Brawler. So that's nice, Glenn. Wouldn't you say?
What's the question?
It's not a what?
What did you say? Okay, hang on, I'm missing this.
They're actually talking about
you. For the record, I love
attention.
No, because I'm looking at others. I see. Because here's the thing, I have to click on the YouTube thing to see the comments, but I have to stay on StreamYard to see everybody talking. So sometimes I'm over in the YouTube look at the comments. So for the record, I love Disco. He's my favorite non-top guy ever, right next to the Brooklyn Brawler. All right, that's kind of a backhanded comment. If that guy's in the mailbag, I appreciate the $5 Schematics, but you're suspended for the mailbag for a week. So it's kind of like a backhanded insult.
Well, we have a few more super chats to go, but I think we should all go to the main event. the longest match of the show. It was 29 minutes long. Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa in a bloodline rules match. Conan sort of mentioned the hint of what he thought, but we'll start with Disco here. Disco, what did you think of this main event?
It's kind of like everybody had heard the buzz that they were expecting Roman back. I'd said on the show I would rather he not come back in this spot because I thought it was kind of obvious, but especially when they changed it to Bloodline rules. I do like the format of the Bloodline rules match because what happens is guys can fight and then there's like a double down spot, right? And you don't know what's going to happen next, and you can always hit the music and like the next person can like you can get a pop for whoever the next person coming out is, right? So that format works for this, and it worked for in this with Roman too. The camera shot where they showed the entrance with the head of the table thing and stuff, that the music play was really impressive. Just it was a good visual, that he was coming back. And like the thing they lost me on this, bro. They really did not get a good shot of the crowd because supposedly in the crowd when Roman came out, everybody and their mother had their hands in the air with the ones. You never see that shot of the crowd. I think the production missed that, but the visual of the thing coming out and him going after Solo, that was what he should have done. The guy's been talking massive shit about him. Basically, came back, cost the guy the thing, and now we're going to see the feud. So we'll see what happens.
I think this suffered, Glenn, from the same thing that happened in the Nia Jax match. Everybody was waiting for Tiffany to come out, right? It took them a while to get into it. And I think everybody was waiting for Roman to come out because this match was very, very long.
Right.
And it took forever to Roman come out. But when he came out, bro, did you see that video that they showed on Raw the next day?
Well, I saw all the videos. I haven't.
The one where Roman Reigns comes. Oh, no. This is incredible. They show Roman Reigns coming out in SummerSlam, and it's
in the back.
Right, when he's coming out, when his entrance,
right,
when they play his music and then he's coming out, and it's intersped with real-time people at bars and at like get-togethers, right. Just going nuts, bro. Yeah, it was incredible. And not only that, because you said I don't think they should have brought him back in SummerSlam. It was not a wrong decision because that got 100 million views. Yeah. That's incredible.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
So everything on the show was stuff I'm a fan of. I just like the simplicity of professional wrestling,
and not only that, you know what they did?
Storylines.
Just sorry to interrupt you, but I just want to say this, bro. And the great thing about it is that almost everything they did on that show, you had to watch Raw to see the continuation of it.
Right. Plus, too, the way they work, the style that they work at WWE. Is there's only a handful of big over-the-top wow spots, right. like Logan with his backflip moonsault thing,
right?
Jacob Fatu coming off the top onto the table. So they only give you a few of them because they mean something. You know, they're like Impact. It's like that's the difference between that and like the AEW where there's so many of them. Like every match, you just get desensitized, So I'm a fan of the simplicity of professional wrestling, basic stuff, good strikes, sold as a big fight, worked like a big fight, and just good drama and acting. That's the one thing that you need to be a good WWE performer. You need acting skills because they put that camera right on your face sometimes in the middle of a match where your facial expression tells a lot of the story. And
what did you think of Machine Gun Kelly's acting skills and the two guys that came out with Logan Paul that LA Knight hit both of them?
Oh, I like LA Knight's. I like Logan Paul's crew because it reminds me of the Mean Street Posse.
Right.
Remember the Mean Street Posse? What a great faction that was.
Right.
Bro, one of the best vignettes of all time was when they interviewed the Mean Street Posse guys, and they're talking about how tough Shane was growing up.
Right, yeah.
One of the best.
I love the Mean Street Posse. You know who else I loved? See if you like them too. The Stooges, Pat Patterson and Briscoe. How great was that?
Such great TV. Excellent TV. Excellent TV.
Is that when Russo was there?
Yeah.
Bro, that was brilliant. That was brilliant. Yeah.
Bro, that's when they were killing us in the ratings, and we were still trying to do Hogan and Hulk on top.
Yeah.
And they were taking Shane McMahon and his high school buddies against two of their backstage agents
and making the
better
Stooges
TV.
fight.
Right, doing better TV than we were, you know?
Right.
The Mean Street Posse versus the Stooges got like a 6.8, and then say
ridiculous.
Hogan versus Flair got like a 2.1.
And remember how great Jerry Briscoe and Pat Patterson punches were?
Of course.
Because they were old school punches, you know? It was incredible.
You know, I wanted to say real quick that Pete Gas, if for all the people in the chat, if you go back in the K100 archives, Pete was on in like 2017, like a long time ago, but his segments were great. And I'm pretty sure, Disco, didn't you start to tell a story about seeing him and Shane come into a club and they were on some substances, and Pete kind of was like, I don't know about that story. Remember that? You said they were on
Wait, who is this now?
Pete Gas and Shane.
Remember he was on the show.
They were in a club.
You
saw them and they were maybe rolling a little bit, rolling a little hard, you know.
Well, that's back when everybody used to party.
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah.
Well, of course, the end of the Cody versus Solo match had a Jacob Fatu doing a big table spot, which seemingly in storyline world broke his ankle. But then there's been footage of him walking around since in the boot. Conan, there's a question here from Hyzed Entertainment for $1.99. Is Fatu injury at work? Have you heard anything about that? And how big will Fatu and Roman be?
Well, didn't you just say that they saw him walking around without a walking boot?
But Meltzer reported, quote, it isn't a big deal. So
he was selling it, but it did look like he got hurt a bit. Because, bro, there were two very good sells on that show. When Jacob sold his ankle, and I don't know if he was selling, and when Rhea was selling the shoulder. That was really good selling, you know?
Now, what was the question? Will Fatu and Roman be big? What was the question?
No, how big will it be?
It'll be huge. Bro, they built Fatu to be a monster. I was not a fan of... Did you see SmackDown Disco?
Yes, I did.
I was not a fan of Cody go in there and calling Fatu a big dumb son of a bitch, and I'm not afraid of any of you guys, and taking off all four guys at the same time. You only see that in wrestling and action movies, you know. I don't know too many guys that come up to four other guys that are badasses and challenge them to a fight, and so I just thought that wasn't cool. But I think Fatu, if they keep booking him like this, him and Roman's gonna be money.
Well, just as overall, before we wrap stuff up, Disco, how would you rate SummerSlam overall?
4.47 stars.
Joe, how many Meltzers?
Yeah, 4.5.
And Conan?
I already told you, don't ask.
He doesn't do stars.
Is there any more super chats or anybody that paid before we get out of here?
Wait, hang on.
Answer free questions.
Hughie, I sent you a video. It's just a minute and a half.
Here's one guy. Okay, go ahead.
Well, yeah, we should probably read the super chats too.
Yeah, but I'm going to put them up here. Here's from Toronto 95 for...
All right. This guy's been trolling the whole day. At least you paid some money. So I'll answer this for you, even though it's a dumb question. You know me and Hooven too don't talk, so why would you ask that question?
There you go.
Hughie, I sent you something to play on the show here.
No.
It's only a minute and a half long. So go ahead and play it. Go ahead and play it. It's
no, it'll be crap. Here's
Hughie, if you don't play it, you're fired. All right?
Game for $1.99. Disco, did you steal the stunner from Austin?
Play the clip first, and I'll answer the question.
Just play the clip, usually.
Yeah, I gotta open it up here because I don't have Facebook open.
Then
is this any copyrighted material, Disco, in any way?
Of course not. No, of course not.
Trying to find. Here we go. Well, while this is loading, Disco, did you steal the stunner from Austin?
Yes. Yeah, but interfederational theft was legal back then. You just wouldn't steal moves from guys
in your own promotion.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Except Hoover too never got that memo.
This legitimately is an opening here. From Alex.
I can play it if you send it to me in the chat, Disco.
Yeah. If you send it in the private chat here, I could probably play it.
Yeah.
Here's a question from Alex Constantino. Did I say that wrong?
Alex Constantino, yeah.
Locked in a room, should fight, who's walking out, everyone in their prime, Steiner Brothers or Harlem Heat. I want everyone's opinion. So, Joe, we'll start with you then.
Everybody in their prime.
Oh, boy.
There's way too many people. Everybody in their prime against those four? Come on.
No. Who would win?
No, them against them.
Oh, my God.
Probably Steiner Brothers have more shoot fighting skills than Harlem Heat did.
I'll go Harlem Heat. I'll go Harlem Heat.
I would say Steiner then.
Here's $5 from Impact Entertainment. Thank you, Conan and Disco, for the laughs content. My previous question was meant for the AEW roster.
Question.
Disco's clip is Gary Oldman going, everyone. And I'll play it, but just so
Wait, no, that's not the clip I'm sending you.
Oh, then who sent Oh, never mind. That was from earlier. All right, yeah. So send a clip in the private chat. My bad. That was the one.
I sent it to your. Like I always do. The K100 with Conan Twitter message.
Is Carlos Hernandez for $4.99. Why did you think Reigns was booed during his first babyface run? How will this run as a face be different? And would you make Reigns a tweener? We'll start with Conan for that.
First of all, is Carlos Hernandez friend of the show that's always on the...
Yes.
Is that him?
Uh-huh.
Come on, dude. Thanks for the $5. You know the answer to this. He was booed the first time because people thought, okay, WWE, this is the guy they want, and so we're going to rebel against him, okay?
We want Daniel Bryan. We're going to boo Roman Reigns.
Exactly, right. Yeah. And you fucked us over. You messed
and the dirt sheets fed into that too.
And you screwed us over when we like CM Punk. So this is what you're gonna get. And so they were booing him no matter what. The guy changed his whole persona and did one of the greatest storylines in wrestling history. And now he came back as a face. Super over. This will be different. He will end up being the top baby face in that company.
I agree with Conan.
Conan's always right because he's better than you are, Disco. Here's a question from...
Joe, do you have that clip yet?
Yes.
Here's a question from Kevin.
I'm not answering this question.
Orsco for $1.99. Love Disco. What was his exotical name? His exotical name would be Glenn Gilberti.
Okay, you're suspended for 2 weeks now. Let's suspend Kevin Orozco for a week.
Since he's going to be tagging up with Polvo de Estrellas, which we showed a picture of him yesterday. Can you show that picture, Joe?
Don't play show that picture. There's no reason to show that picture.
He'd be called, look it up, guys, Polvo de Estrellas. He'd be known as Polvo Inferno. But go ahead.
Punk has no TV wins and is still massively over. That's from DM Forever. I think that is that Dale El Fortunio.
Yes, I believe so.
Thank you, Dale. Long time commenter.
All right, you want this played then?
Yeah, play this.
You can see it, right?
Wait a minute, is this WWE footage?
Yeah, it's the old.
Yeah, well, we're going live on YouTube, Disco. We don't own it.
Oh.
What the fuck? Did you think you could use WWE?
This is the Pete Gas thing?
Yeah.
I was great. All that threatening for nothing, Disco. I'm going to file a complaint. Here's from Paul Belows for $2. Feeney, are you a crypto zoo adopter?
I don't know what that is, Paul. I'm sorry. I've had some crypto in the past. I made some money off Dogecoin, but I've also lost a little money too because the Voyager.
You're crypto zoo adopter.
Yeah, I haven't.
You collect coins here and there.
Since Voyager ripped everyone off and I only got 35% of my money back, I don't really have with a crypto.
I like that story.
I know, right? Bastards.
Well, you for being a sucker.
CA87 has $10 says, thanks for all the entertainment today. He's
not talking to you, though.
Directly aimed at me. Clearly aimed at me. Disco.
Didn't I suspend this guy, CA87?
Yeah. No. No. Why are you suspending him? He says, thanks for the entertainment.
But before he did something.
He did? What did he do?
It was a comment in the chat, but but now he paid, so I guess he'll be suspended the next one.
And here's a final question for Conan. Conan, how was the video shoot to Bow Wow? It's dope.
What? What you speaking? Hughes, you reading the questions? People you don't sound like you're speaking English.
Yeah, I don't read it in a real voice, like a real manly, normal voice.
No, you sound like
what did you think I said, Disco? And I'll give you a hint. It's fucking written on the fucking screen in front of you.
I'm aware of that. Watch your language on these live streams, too.
No, you could say that on the live stream. You don't.
I thought you said there was a list of words you couldn't say.
Yeah, and I haven't said them.
Just said them.
What are they?
They're in the private chat, and I can't say them live on the stream.
They're not in the private chat. No, you just don't know. You're down suspended 3 weeks from the mailbag. You cussed on the live stream, and you're trying to claim that that's okay. That's
it is, because I actually researched what I was talking about.
I've been on this for a half hour. You've been misinformation.
Can you tell me? Can you tell me where the private chat is, Hughesley?
Are you on the StreamYard app, Conan?
Yeah.
Right. See if you click on comments.
Yes, to the left.
Comments. Yeah, I am on comments.
Yeah.
Private chat's to the left of that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, those are the words you can't say. Okay.
No, it links me to the Gary Oldman to the thing.
Yeah,
it says Feeney and it says WWE YouTube. And I clicked on it, and it's Gary Oldman saying that one line that Brian Dunlop thinks only Paul Lee could do.
Right.
Doesn't say anything else.
Yeah. Conan, how was the video shoot to Bow Wow? It's dope.
It was great. It was great. And a lot of pressure, because if it wasn't good, they weren't going to air it, and there wasn't going to be a second part, but it did good. And then Disco made it more infamous by rapping over it and putting in his own lines.
His was a good version. I like that one. I work out.
Joe Meyer has a comment in the chat. You want to know what the comment says?
No.
In capital letters with 4 exclamation points. Please stop letting this buffoon read anything.
Yeah, but he's a fat, red-faced nerd. He's probably wearing a baseball cap on the toilet. He gives a fuck what he thinks.
You're not going to disrespect our fans of foul language. It's another week, 4 weeks. Here's you down for 4 weeks, suspended from the mailbag.
You're fake.
And if we find out that he's setting up burner accounts to get his stuff in, we're going to suspend him forever.
You're a fake Republican.
I'm going to have a forensics team.
I got to mute this fucking guy. Jesus Christ.
What's your language?
Hughesy is aware that Joe Meyer is a personal friend of mine, hence his dislike for Hughesy, which I've tried to convince him otherwise, but no dice.
Question: has Triple H, in his short amount of time in charge, booked, developed more top stars, Priest, Gunther, Rhea, LA Knight, etc., than Vince has in the past 15 years? Do you think they'd have the same success if Vince was still there? Go ahead, Conan, first.
Well, I have to read it because I didn't understand shit you said. Let me see. Stripper insurance and change about more top stars. Priest. No.
I like Anthony. Anthony's a good. He's a good.
No, but I think he's running the place better.
Disco, you were muted that whole time there.
Are there any questions? Okay, well, don't ever do that again. All right, you're fired. Seriously. Are there any other questions? Because we got to wrap this up.
Okay, answer this one. I just did.
I don't. Vince had his pitfalls that Hunter doesn't have. Hunter is a better judge of talent than Vince is.
Yeah, but it says has Triple H in a short amount of time in charge developed more top stars than Vince did in 15 years.
No, God, no, of course not.
Right.
And do you think they have the same success still there? No, but like you can't sit there and say this little 3-year window is done better than the previous 15 years. Come on.
Yeah, but he's done a great job. He's off to a great start.
There you go. Well, I thought this was pretty good. The next what's the next event? Is it end of August? Is WWE's Battle in Berlin or whatever the fuck it's called?
Well, don't forget All In.
Ash at Berlin.
Oh, All In. When's that?
Like the 23rd or something. Let me see.
Well, if either one of you three were available, they're both going by UK time and European time. So you could, if you happen to catch it live, we could jump on and you could do a live stream review immediately after.
I can't do it.
Oh, that's a shame.
Well, I can't do the Saturday. I work on Saturdays when the show.
Well, we could do it the next day if you have time.
I can't do it immediately after the show. I might. So, and if we're not going to, by the way, there's not going to be any. We have 4 weeks to do live streams, okay, on Sundays.
Right.
Because after that, there's something that happens. Take a while to guess what that is on Sundays.
Oh, football. Bro, did we answer this question? This guy paid for this.
We just answered it.
Yeah.
No, this other guy called DMF Forever. I don't think we answered this. And I don't want people to feel slighted, especially if they already paid. So yeah.
You've answered. We've got through all of them.
Are you sure? We answered this question right here?
Yeah.
What's the question? You read the question, Conan.
Punk had no TV wins and is still over massively. It's not really even a question.
It's not a question. Yeah.
We read that and kind of blew past it. Yeah, we did read that.
Okay. Well, I think this went well. No really point in giving any plugs because you know everything. All I would say is if everyone could go jump, click like. Right now, that'd be a good way to help with the algorithm. And thanks everybody for coming on when we all sign off.
Let me just say real quick, because I said this at the beginning, and maybe there were some people that didn't hear it. If you support the show, if you like the show and you want more of the show and you really want to support us, go to KONNAN.me, our Patreon, because not only do you get SmackDown reviews and you get the show early and ad-free. Anything else I'm missing there, Joe?
Yeah, I wanted to say, based off that Patreon, we had a very, very, very good month last month. Like it jumped majorly, and I mean that's just a testament to the fact that the people there stay or up their tiers or whatever. There is a lot of content on Patreon that you'll get.
But I'll give you an example. This week on August 17th is our biggest show of the year, and we have Nick Nemeth, who's Impact and AAA champion, wrestling against ADR. And so I asked him to, do a video to cut a promo and a training montage so we could play it before his match. You won't see this in the United States because it's only for Mexican consumption. It's very well done. So you get stuff like that also, stuff that's only for Mexico. Go ahead, Joe.
Oh, no, that was it. The fact that the Patreon keeps raising is only, like I said, a testament to the fact that we're killing it on there, and people like it. So if you're a fan and you enjoyed this, there's a lot more there. But, of course, don't neglect the YouTube here. Husey does a lot of hard work on the YouTube, and I had a lot of fun with this. I don't know about you guys. So
yeah. Plus, it means Joe can actually relax a little bit more, maybe go see Deadpool 3. Everybody, and here's just as we're signing off.
By the way, just so you know, and I think you recommended it, and so did somebody else. I am going to see Deadpool today.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm trying to get there myself.
I'm not gonna endorse that.
Why?
Us. That's what I do. I don't like to endorse things.
Did you see Deadpool 1 or 2? Disco?
No, I'm not. I gave up on Marvel movies years ago.
No, dude, these are really good. These
are
really good. The first one was good. The second one was good, and I hear the third one's also good.
Yeah, and we just get a new YouTube member as well from Your Majesty Dawn. So thank you very much. I think we should sign off now. And if any other comments come in, like memberships or private chats or anything, I will forward them over to Disco because they're over to Joe because they're recording Keep the 100 right after this, and your questions will be answered on the main show just in case. Thanks everybody. Always good to have guests on the Conan and Husey show, and everyone will want to see this before we go. So,
bro, you interrupt every fucking day on everything we do.
By the way, I want to make a point here. Okay,
You're an idiot, dude.
So QG, supposedly Conan had offered to do your podcast because he got over the subscription number, and you gave him the runaround.
Yeah.
Okay, so Conan says now you're going to have to wait. But I want to make a point here. I don't think that Conan should have to do the podcast now since we're doing the live stream. So Conan, could you commit to never doing Hughie's podcast?
I will do his podcast if he hits 100,000. We all get a plaque.
Okay.
Yeah, me and Conan will get 2 plaques each. I think that's fair. I'm gonna end the stream before Disco keeps talking. I've had enough of it. Really, it's too much. Good to see everybody. Conan, you're looking great. And Disco, I'm jealous of those shoulders. And Joe, you were here too. So thanks everybody.
That's a great endorsement.
Bro, you interrupt every fucking day on everything we do.
I don't care what anybody says. That's better than the Oldman line.
Yeah, it is, and that needs to also be.
It's misinformation too. I don't interrupt everybody because I don't interrupt everybody.
You do. You're literally interrupting as Conan's yelling at you. Listen, you speak in the background.
Bro, you interrupt every fucking day on everything we do.
It's not true. And by the way, that clip was Conan interrupting me reading an email. And I tried to stop him from commenting on the email before it was over. Then he yelled at me. That clip right there just shows that Conan is unhinged. Hashtag unhinged Conan.
No.
I want to get that trending. Unhinged Conan. Hashtag unhinged Conan. So, yeah, everybody should start trending that, I think.
Conan was provoked. He was an innocent bystander. He was just trying to be a show host, and you were rude to the great Conan. I'm going to end this quickly because I'm dying for a piss. I'm starting to get a piss boner. And speak to you all soon.
Edit that out, Joe, when you get a chance. Right?
Usually edits the YouTube content.
It's live Disco.
Well, when we put it on, when we record, it's recorded. When it goes back up on YouTube, the version that people can watch, we're going to edit that out. So.
It's on YouTube now live. It doesn't get edited.
I'm aware it's on live, but when it's finished, let's go back and edit it. Okay, and re-edit it, then post it again.
By the way, Sabu in the chat has claimed over and over to be the real Sabu. And if that's the case, Sabu, you know you're one of the most popular guests K100 ever had, and just DM me if you want to come back on because people have wanted it for a while.
There you go.
Doubt that's really Sabu. Is that really Sabu?
I don't know.
Okay, everybody go check out the K100 Patreon. They'll be doing this over there in about 2 minutes. So thanks, everybody. This was great, and I'm better than Disco.
All right. Thank you. Okay,
No
so
problem.
Thank you, everyone.